Okay. Can one of you confirm you could hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. Alright, so before I begin, so this is going to be the website. Everything is going to revolve around for next 6 months. And bookmark this website here. So what will happen is as we learn through this course, we will have all the Linux topics here. When you click in here, you will have a more drop down menu over here, okay? And here's a master document. Anything and everything I will be taking notes in here, it will be over here, okay? From the start of the class to all the way to the end of the class. And this is just a VirtualBox setup document here that I prepared with you guys. So if you want to go back in there and take a look, this is what it is. And this is WinSCP. We don't need it now, but we'll work on it. And these are the course download. And then what else I have is self-study log, okay? So I would ask you guys to at least put in 1 hour to 2 hours every day, okay? Either you could do that on your own, or if you want, I could provide the link for you all to do the group study. And you guys could combine and then group study, and then you could do it on WebEx if you want, okay? Let me know. But usually that happens 1 or 2 weeks down the road here. So when you have some material to study, then most of the people, that's when they start. And here's a YouTube channel here. You get the recording and everything. So anything and everything I'm working on, I'm recording, I'm putting there. So I'll do my best to do it right away, same day. If not, then I usually put it in the chat that whenever the recording is there, is going to be there. And whenever the updated master document is going to be there, then you will have that. And you will also have assignment here. So as we have some topic covered, we will have assignment. Okay, so the WhatsApp group chat, if you have any questions, anything related to this course, instead of contact me directly, put it in the chat, okay, so that everybody could see it. And then I'm not going to reply right away if it's a question from any of you. So what I want you to do is look at the question, and if you think you could answer it, answer that. And if nobody answered it for a while, then I would reply for that question, okay? Like if you get stuck somewhere, take a picture of the screen and put it in there and say, hey, I got stuck here and I want somebody to reply to it. So that if you know the answer, reply to it. So what this does is it will actually help you each other learn from each other. Okay, so honestly, I'm in IT for 20 years and I'm learning everything, lot of things every day. So you are a student for the rest of your life. So am I. So the purpose of this class is to have you all learn the Linux, okay? You have learned a little bit of operating system, which is Windows most of the time, but Linux is the one which is fueling a lot of other stuff here. If you think of Linux, whenever you don't see any Windows, Linux is there, okay? So who's using Linux? Obviously these are the big companies here, but NASA is using Linux, okay? New York Stock Exchange. You can imagine how time sensitive this information will be in New York Stock Exchange. They go to milliseconds, and that is where the Linux comes in, okay? You've seen the Windows machine crashing and all that. All those things doesn't happen when it comes to Linux. And what else? Where else is Linux running in? Okay, It's running in smartwatches, phones, your Android and your iPhones, iOS. It's nothing but a Linux. Okay, so Linux is such a thing. It's a freeware. You could download it and you could create your own operating system if you have a good knowledge of it. Okay, so we'll go through the brief history after a few weeks, but I'm just telling you where the Linux stands and why is it being used so widely. So I used to work for Apple, and they had 1 million servers. Okay, they had 1 million servers all over the world, and they're using Linux, and the kind of Linux they're using is Red Hat. Okay, so you could imagine big corporations, they're using anything but Linux. And so Linux is being used for submarines, traffic control, nuclear power plants, internet hosting, missiles, weapons, networking, cars, robotics. Okay, these are just a few silly examples here. And we install the Linux operating system, right? It's about, what's the size of the Linux operating system we had? Let's take a look. It's 4 gig, right? Somewhere around 4 gig. So here we have about 3.8 gigs. Oh, this is the old version I had here. Where is the new one? Right here. So this is about 4 gigabytes, 4.5 gigabytes. But Linux is such an operating system, you could cut down a lot of stuff here. So the one we installed last week is probably like 500 megabytes or something. We didn't install the GUI and all that. So the beauty of Linux is you don't have to have like a big footprint for it to be installed and have a full functioning operating system here. Okay, so that's brief about it, and I'm gonna cover there is one session here with the full history of Linux and how Linux is working and all that. Okay, and even you heard about supercomputers, right? Supercomputers, what are they running? They're not running Windows, they're running Linux. Okay, so your home router, it has a Linux kernel in it, and the routers and switches, you heard of all those things here, but you may not have used it. It's running Linux on it. And soon when we have this full operating system inside our cars, inside our homes, it will be running Linux too. Okay, so we'll go in a deeper history of the Linux a little bit later here, a few weeks from now. Okay, but right now let's go ahead and start this up. Okay, every time you shut this off, this should be on a power off mode. Okay, if it's in a safe mode, I really don't like this machine sitting in safe mode. When you're done with it, if you just do it a shutdown. Okay, I'll show you how to shut it down properly, but make sure it's in power off mode. And for Windows guys, go ahead and find PuTTY. There is a application that should have got installed when you install all the downloads. So there is a little connection, a utility called PuTTY here. Go ahead and start it up. It should look like this. Okay, but for Mac, Alia, go ahead and search for terminal in Mac. In the search for terminal and see if it comes up. you all could unmute yourself and then talk to me.
This is Prasad. Yes, I found it.
Okay, good. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I did find the terminal and it gave me a screen in front of me. It says
Okay.
alias Mac.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and start this up here. Okay. By the way, keep this one as an original one because we will be working on so many topics here, and at one point it will break itself. Okay, so what you do is you go back up here and do the clone. Okay, and those instructions are in the setup document. The setup document, if you go into VirtualBox setup here, you have all the instruction for how to clone and all that here. So okay, so leave that alone and then go ahead and start the second one we have here. So I'm going to start it. So yeah, go ahead.
Screen is at CentOS Linux. There are two options available. Which one to select?
Yeah. Okay, did you interrupt the timer? The first one should be already selected, so let's just let it go. If not, the first one is selected, just hit enter.
So what is the login? Can you please?
Yeah, the login is same thing. Login is always going to be root.
Okay.
Root and whatever the password you set up. I think if I had logged in and set up, the password I put in was Red Hat.
Yeah.
And notice when you type in the password, you won't see it, but it's actually typing it for you.
My system seemed to be hanged. I don't know. I mean, it's the last message that I'm seeing is this hardware has not undergone upstream testing. Please consult wiki CentOS, and it's stuck over there. And I don't see my mouse as well. So
yeah. So you might want to push the control key on the keyboard, on the right side of the keyboard, control key. You are
okay. Now it has changed. I still don't have the control of my mouse, but I'm at login host, localhost login.
okay. Good. Put in root and then whatever the password. Did I set up your computer or you set up yourself?
You set it up.
Yeah. Okay. So it's root and the password is Red Hat.
Small.
All lowercase. Yes. Okay, usually in the real world environment, the password is usually very complex, but we don't have to worry about that now. So what we'll do is we'll just keep it the simple password. Okay, so let me know everybody's logged in.
I'm logged in, but I have a question. So I don't have the control. I mean, this Oracle Virtual Machine box, only that is responding. The others have stopped responding. So it is going to be like this?
No. So you lost the mouse, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, to get your mouse back, there are two control keys on your keyboard, one on the left and the one on the right side. So push the one on the right side. So you should get your mouse back.
Okay, yes, right.
Okay, so it will be the same thing for everybody. Okay, so now what you do is, in your PuTTY, what I normally do is I do some changes here. Select the default if you want to. I have very bad problem with my eyes, so what I do is I normally go into appearance, and you may not, you don't have to do this for the Mac terminal. Okay, so what I do is I go into appearance here, I do change, and then I usually keep the font size 20. Usually the font size is something lower. If you want, you could do that. Okay, and the color, if you want to change the color, you know how this is white. If you want to change it, the color foreground, you select the foreground, and I keep it modify, and then I keep it like some bright color. The background is usually dark for me. Once you make changes, you come back here, and then click just save here. Okay, these things are to your personal preference here. If you really want, you could do it. If you're not, you're fine too. Okay, in here, type ipconfig. I'm sorry, ipaddr. Okay. So what we need is we need the IP address for ENP0S3, and then you should see a 192 IP address. Okay, so that is the IP address for the system. There is.
Where will I see that 192?
Yeah, do you see it or no? Okay, type ipaddr. Did you type ipaddr?
Yeah.
And then what do you see there?
I see all this. What I'm looking at.
Yeah.
The screen from you.
Yeah. Look for iNet.
I got it. Yeah.
And then right use that IP.
Say it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in here, type that in here in the host name. For you.
Yeah.
Okay. For you, type this here. Okay. Let me get this here. For you, type SSH and then the IP address 192.168.56. Whatever it is for you, and then hit enter. It will ask you for the root username and password, so go ahead and put that in there just like this.
Okay, so it's gonna be SSH space 192, exactly like it is, like 192 point.
Yep.
Dot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once.
So in my iNet, it says the last 192.168.56.102 and then /24.
Yeah. So for now, ignore /24. Just type up until 102.
Okay, so same for me?
Yeah, same for everybody, yes.
Okay, and then just hit enter?
Yeah, hit enter. And it will ask you for the root and password.
For me, it's asking, are you sure you want to continue?
Yes.
So I'll just say yes, right?
Yes.
It's the same for me, sir, as well, right?
Yeah.
And so the password would be the same, the red hat, right?
Yeah. Login is root and then a password is red hat.
Okay, for me, it's just asking password. Why? And there is a key there. I don't know. A warning permanently added to list of the known.
Yes. Yes, click yes.
I did hit yes, and then it gave me this warning. It says permanently added the address to the list of known host, and then
it's blinking, right?
No, it's not blinking. Let's see. No, it's not blinking. It's frozen, and it says password. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Then type password.
I can't write anything on it. If because it's
Yeah,
not
no. Actually, it is typing. So go ahead and continue typing. Go ahead.
So just Red Hat, right?
Yeah, Red Hat. I think I mentioned a few minutes ago. Password is
yeah.
you're in.
Please try again. Okay, I'll do it again because I was hitting many keys.
Yeah.
Can you show me as a what is the command actually?
Yeah, hold on. For Windows, everybody hold on.
Okay.
I think Alia is the only one on Mac.
Yeah, and it's saying that permission denied. I don't know why.
Okay, try it again.
Red Hat. It's one word, right?
No, for you, I think you put in different password. I'm not sure. Did you put in different password or you was Red Hat?
I think it was Red Hat.
Okay, yeah, try it then.
Oh no, it's still saying that.
Okay, so give me your team viewer.
Okay, I am not on the same screen, so.
No, but doesn't matter. Now don't change the screen. Launch team viewer and give me the number.
Okay. Okay, so what do you need? ID and password both?
Yeah, ID first.
Okay. ID is 1614.
1614.
235.
235.
319.
319. Okay.
And then the password is 6.
6.
U.
J.
5.
5.
S8.
S8.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so that's it?
That's it. So
okay.
Just wait around here.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay, so let's see here. SSH 192.168.56.101.
Yeah.
Okay, before that. Okay, good. You are running the correct one. So what you could do is you could minimize this here in the background.
Okay.
And here and hit enter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to type Red Hat. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to say take it. By default, it's taking the. Okay, so what you're going to have to do is SSH and you type root at. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Then we'll do this here and the password is Red Hat.
Okay.
Okay, we are in.
Okay. Thank
If
you.
you clear it and then you do IPADDR. Okay, so we will be using this, and then this machine. This is actually think this as a physical machine here, the black window, and I will just minimize this here. Everything will be going forward will be in this window. Okay.
Got it.
Okay, I'm gonna disconnect now.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, great. So let's see here for Windows guys, and okay, over here what. You put in the host name and IP address, and actually you could save the name here. So most of the time what I usually do is I save the name. I save it the name as same as RHEL hyphen PRACTICE, okay? And then I'll save it here. It will save it for you. When you come back here next time, when you close this and launch it again, it will save for you. It will save the information for you. Either you could load or you could like open it. Everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Or if you have already skipped this step, don't worry about it. You could just type this in and then click open. A black window should open like this. Okay. Now for this one you don't have to type root here because it's already connecting directly. All you do is type root as the username, hit enter and the password. Okay, good. Everything else, we are connected to this box here in the background here, okay? So the reason we are using PuTTY or terminal is this is more versatile compared to this one here. You know how your mouse is getting stuck and all that? You don't have that headache in here when you're using this connection manager. Okay, all right, good. So if you go back on this one here, click minimize it. So you could minimize it and then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let me readjust my screen here. And what I will be doing is this is going to be a master document here. Anything, I will be documenting it, everything in here. So there will be some times we won't be able to do simultaneously, but everything will be in the document here. When you practice, you could just follow the document. Okay, that would be really good for you.
Sure. I have one question. Can you also record this session, perhaps? Maybe
it's recording. It's recording.
Okay.
Okay, it's recording right now.
And what is actually a PuTTY like? What does it do? If you can just tell, like, what is the reason for having PuTTY?
Yeah, the PuTTY is, remember a few minutes ago I told you, you know how this interface is, like it's not very interactive. You click in there, your mouse is lost, and then you cannot copy and paste anything in here. So the PuTTY, what you could do is, it's used by a third party. I think it's just by a single person who came up with PuTTY. What it does is, it does few things here, or it just makes your life easy when working with this dark windows here. Okay, so what PuTTY is in here is just a connection manager here. It does a lot more than what I'm going to tell you now, because other stuff we're going to learn through it. So right now, what we're going to do is we're using this PuTTY manager to connect to this VirtualBox machine. Okay, this is the real operating system. PuTTY is just the connection manager. So when we put this IP address in here, a black window opens up and it will ask you for username and password. Okay, so all you do is do this and make a connection. Okay, so let me go ahead and take a picture of this here and put it in there in the document. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yes, sure.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Very good. So today is 04/11/2020. Okay, over here you will also have the link for the YouTube video once I upload it. Okay, don't worry about that. So we're doing a PuTTY connection. Okay, so you put in the IP address and you put in save it, and then you make a connection in here. Okay, so let me.
So what about the Windows?
Yeah, there is no Windows. You're learning.
No, like mean to say, you were saying that you're gonna tell me about how to connect. Like the Windows guys has a different things to do.
This is what it is. This is what I'm showing for Windows.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody who has PuTTY is on Windows here, right? Did you make a connection so far?
Not yet. I'm just starting now.
Okay, good. Follow me. And anybody, please don't hesitate to stop me, okay? Because I am here for you, and I want you all to be successful. And if you don't understand anything, stop me right then and there. That way it's clear for you. Okay, so put in the IP address in here, and then you could put in the name and then save. Once you save it, it will save it for you, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click select the one which one I want. I'm going to open it, and it has it's using connecting the IP address. and I'm going to type in root, and then I'm going to type password red hat, and if the connection is successful, it will throw it in here. It will throw the message, not the message, but it will bring this up here. If you're at this screen, that means the connection is successful. Okay, let me make a screenshot. Okay. Okay, that's it. Just wait up until we move forward here. So we have successfully made the connection. So even it's telling here that you have already connected as root at the IP address, and it's telling you the last login today. The last login before we logged in, this is the login. It's telling you this is when you logged in. Okay. All right, everybody caught up. There are two more guys here. If you're not saying anything, then I assume you're caught up here, okay? But don't hesitate to stop me, please. I am here for you guys.
Yeah, I just logged in. It shows me like a Saturday, April 11, 9/20/38.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
very good. Okay, so before this here.
So just a quick question.
Yes.
While we are using virtual for the practicing and taking out the IP from there, so every time IP is going to be same, right? Just to connect with a particular.
Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time it would be the same, okay? But
there is a possible condition it's going to change.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
If you're not able to connect, then go ahead and go back in this window again and type in IPADDR, and if the IP has changed, then take a look. And then you could go back in here and add it or change it or whatever you want to do it.
Okay.
Okay, good. So what I was saying was okay, so the class is going to be about 6 months, okay? It's going to be about 6 months from April to October, end of October. Okay, and you should practice every day at least 2 hours. Okay, and use this formula, okay, to practice it, okay? Practice 30 minutes, okay, and then 45 minutes whenever you're getting chance, and then put in 45 minutes. Break this up like this here, because I found it, if you just sit there for 2 hours, you're gonna go crazy and say like, oh man, it looks daunting for you. So if you get up early in the morning, you just spend 30 minutes in there, and then maybe afternoon 30 minutes, and then maybe going 45 minutes before going to bed or whatever. You know, what this will do is, it will actually make it not put too much burden on you and make it flexible for you. Okay, and and you will absorb the material better. Okay, let's just put it that way. If you want, sometimes you could just put in 2 hours straight, but I would highly recommend don't put too much stuff more than 2 hours a day. Okay, if you are putting more than 2 hours a day, then what will happen is after 2 hours were gone, whatever you're trying to learn, you won't be able to absorb it. So you have to go back and learn it again. So take it easy, take it relaxed, keep the pace. Every day 2 hours. That's like 10 hours in 5 days. So it's a lot of time you're putting in actually. But don't be scared here. And if you have any questions, anything, put it in chat first. And I want you guys to help out each other before I respond. Okay? Normally I'm watching the chat all the time, but I usually wait going forward for somebody to respond before I respond. Okay? Is that a good deal? Okay, sounds good. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is so last week I asked this week I think, what is CLI? I asked somebody what is CLI, right? CLI. This stands for command line interface. Okay, so you're seeing in here, your cursor is waiting for a command here. That means it's waiting for your command. So it doesn't do anything unless you put in a command. So it's called CLI, command line interface. So Linux is such an operating system, everything will be in a black window like this here. There is a GUI for Linux, but that is not being used as much. I am not using it personally, so if I'm not using it, it's not being used as much, but there may be sometimes it may be get used here. So don't quote on me on it, but most of the time you will be running the commands here. Because why commands? If you remember the commands, you just type in the command and you will get the results right away. Okay? Alright, good. So okay, so give me one moment here. Let me position this. Okay, so then let's talk about root. Okay, so the login, when you log in with the username here. Okay, so what is the username we normally use is the username we're gonna use is root. It's called root. Okay, so this is the administrator, and this is a super user. Okay, can you go on mute, please? Okay, so a root is an administrator and it's a super user. So in Linux, you cannot change the name of the root here. Okay, So what will happen is a root user um, has the highest level of access. Okay, and root user cannot be renamed. Okay, and so when you are root user here at work, never share the password. Okay, this is very important. Never share the password with anybody. In general terms, you shouldn't be sharing your password with anybody in your real life or at your work or outside your work. You should never share a password with anybody. Okay? So if somebody comes up to you, even a manager comes up to you and says, "What is the root user password?" You should say, "I'm not going to give that to you. If you want to find out, you have to find out on your own. So I won't be able to give the password yet." You could say that to your managers, director, even the CEO of the company come down to you and ask you the password for the machine. You said you don't know, you're not going to give it out. Simple as that. Okay, so because what happens is Linux is running a lot of highly sensitive stuff on it. So we'll know when we go through furthermore on the course here why you never share the password here. Okay, and also never share the password in anybody. Don't put in email, chats, or text messages. Okay, simple terms is don't share it. Okay, good. Okay, so let's learn the very first command. Okay, so very first command is clear. Okay, type clear on your screen. What it does is it will clear the screen for you. So the command clear, it clears the screen. Okay, all right, good. So in Linux, almost all commands, not all of them, but most of the commands are what? Lowercase. You don't have to put uppercase and things like that here. And also when you're naming the files and all that, try to keep all the naming structure in lowercase here. Like if you're creating a folder or directory, we'll see all that later on. But if you're doing all that, keep it in the lowercase here. Okay. I'm gonna pause it for a moment here. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I got something. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Okay, so the first command, what it does, it clears the screen for you. Okay, so let's see, the second command I'm going to show you is pwd. Okay, type pwd on your screen, pwd, and hit enter. So what pwd is, it's telling you where are you now, right now, in the operating system directory structure, where are you. So PW stands for present working directory. Okay, so this is what you got. This is the output. Okay, so I'll explain you what output is. So when you type in the command, pwd, there is an input. Okay, and when the computer responds, whatever you see on the screen here, this part is a output. This is the input and this is the output. Okay, for this command. So I'm gonna type in here output. Output is not a command, it's a concept. Okay, let's talk about input first. Input, it's a concept. It's a concept of entering a command. Okay, example. What is the example? pwd. If you do pwd, that means it's a input. Okay, good. Now the output is also a concept. It's a result of input. Result of input. So I'm going to write this here. Okay, and it's a result of input. So when you type a pwd and hit enter, you will get the output. So the output is, this is the output here. Okay, good. Now you get the directory here, right? Directory /root. Okay, what is /root means? This is the root user home directory. So when you log in as root, this is your landing space. Okay, does it make sense? Anybody has any questions?
No, got it.
Okay. Okay, so this is the landing space for root user. Okay, good. So far we learned the command clear, and we learned the command pwd. I'm going to make it italics. Okay, but input is not a command here, it's a concept here. Okay, don't get confused between this. Input and output, these are just the concept here. And then /root, when you get this here, this is a root user home directory. Okay, alright, so now let's learn the next command here. Next command is cd. Okay, cd. cd stands for change directory. Okay, cd, this stands for okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type cd and just a /. Okay, so cd /, when you hit enter, it changes the directory here. How do you know how it changed the directory? Look over here, it has a tilde. It has a tilde here, right? And then over here you have a / here. Okay, when I type cd and a /, I went to the top directory, and this top directory is also called root. Okay, alright, so don't tell me nobody is confused. Okay, I'm expecting everybody to be confused. So far we have 3 roots. We have a username root, okay, and then we have /root. This is a login directory, and cd /. Okay, so / is also this is a root directory. Okay, this is where the operating system is starting. So let me put this here, what all this root is. Okay, this is a root user home directory. Okay, and /root is a root directory. Okay, so we have root. When we log in, he is a user, he is a super user. The name is just ignore everything else, it's just the name here. So you type in root and hit enter, and it will ask you for the password. Hit enter, and you are a super user. So root is a name of a user. Okay, and slash root is a home, is a root user home directory, and just a slash is also a root. It's just a root. What you could say is this operating system main directory. Okay, all right. Please stop me if you have any questions. Okay, but if you find a question later on, put it in the chat, and then somebody should reply. If not, then I'll reply. Okay. Good. Okay, good. So this is a root directory in root cd. Okay, so you've been following me, right? So far, wherever you are here, right? You're everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'll say is starting here, these are the basic commands. Okay, so this is a basic command area. This is where the basic command starts. And I'm going to put it a color in there. Okay, so this is cooler on the eyes here. So this is basic commands. Let me see if I could change this to, yeah. Does this looks better, or the black text looks better? Yeah, let's just keep it there. Okay, so the very first command we learned is clear. Then we learned pwd. It tells you what a present working directory is. Okay. And we know what the input and output is. Input is what you type in at CLI. Okay, so it's you typing pwd, and the output is the result slash root. It gave the slash root as the output. Okay, and then we found out slash root is this is the root user home directory, and when the user logs in, it's his landing directory. Okay, and slash we type cd, and this is a change directory. So if you want to change, go into from one folder to another folder, you type change directory. Okay, so do I need to explain what directory is? Directory is nothing but a folder. Okay, you should know by now, right? So if I have a folder here, Okay, this is a folder, this is a folder, this is also called a directory. Is that clear enough, or do I need to explain this? Okay, I think it's clear. So what I'll do here is I'll put in here over here I put in a directory. Directory is a folder and file is a file. Okay, so directory is a folder and in file is just a file. That's it. All right, so we're good so far. So let's learn one more command. Okay, so if we want to go back to this root here, what we're gonna have to type is we have to type cd / root. Okay, so we are back into the root folder here. So over here it says C a tilde here. So if you type pwd, you're back into your original place where you were in / root. Okay, so the next command we're going to learn is ls. Okay, the command you type here is, let me clear the screen, clear, you type clear, it clears the screen. Okay, and you type ls and hit enter. ls, what it does is it stands for list. What is it listing? It's listing the content of the directory. Okay, so ls okay, this command list the content of the directory. So whatever directory you are in, it will list the content of the directory. This command will list the content of the pwd, present working directory. If you just type ls wherever you are, it just lists you the content of that specific directory here. Okay, good. So you type ls, let me copy this. Paste it here. Okay. Alright, so let me clear the screen here. I type ls again. So ls is an input and output is the file name. This is a system generated file name. It says anaconda-ks.cfg. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. Right now we're just learning about what ls command is doing. So everybody has the same file in there. Some may or may not have it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Okay, so now what we could do is, these are the commands here, but you could add a little switches to the command here. So I'm going to add a switch to the command here. Okay, so I'm going to type ls hyphen l. So what it's going to do is going to list the command, list same thing, then I'm going to say hyphen l, that means long list. So the output is it's giving us a lot more information here. Okay. Okay. So that you could see on the screen here. So I type ls-l. What it does is it gives you a lot more information just compared to ls here. Okay, let's just put it that way. So ls-l, this is a long list and it provides the details of the list content. So in PuTTY, when you highlight it once, what it does is it will copy it for you. Okay, so you have noticed by now. So if I just highlight it like this, okay, you don't have to do anything. Once the highlight is done, it does a copy for you. Okay, I highlighted it here. If I do Control V here, it copies it for you. Just so you know. Okay, so now the next command is ls hyphen a. So what it's gonna do is what A is doing is it's giving us the list of commands. I mean list of the files. At the same time, hyphen A, when you do it, it's showing us the hidden files. Okay, hidden files and folders. Okay, so right now if you type simple ls, only one file was showing up. But if I type ls hyphen a, now all of a sudden you have a lot more files showing up here. Okay, so hyphen a brings out the hidden files. ls hyphen a. Okay, so the hidden files start with a period. I'm sorry, a hidden file and the folder, they start with a period. Like this one is a hidden file, this is hidden, as all of these files are hidden except except this anaconda file. So I'm going to copy this here. Now what will happen if I type this here? Anybody can tell me? If I type, let me clear the screen. If I type ls-la, what is this gonna do?
It's gonna give us the long list including the hidden files.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. Thank you. So what this one does is, now you could see how this thing is building up, right? Now you will see within few commands you could build up a lot of other commands in there. So this will give us this will provide long list with hidden files. So if I type this here, okay, all of a sudden we have great deal of information here. So all the output you're gonna see is I'm gonna put it in italics, so that way you know this is the output. Provide the long list with the hidden files. Okay, so let me clear the screen. So what I'm going to do now is I'll show you how to create a file. Okay, so before that you type, let's talk about the command history. When you type history and hit enter, what it does is it's keeping the track of all your commands here. So very first when I type exit, clear, I use pwd. So history is the command, it holds the history of your commands. Okay. So the history command displays the history of the commands you've been using. Okay, so you will be at one point that you will be running some long commands here, and you will have like hundreds of commands in your history here. So if you want to run the command, say for example if you want to run number 11 here, okay, and suppose it's a very long command, like it's like a combination of 3 or 4 commands here. So what you have to do is to run the command from the history number 11. If you're running it, what you do is you put down exclamation and 11. Okay, so when you run this command, it will run the command. It will run this command here, ls-l. Okay, let's take a look. So it ran the command for you. So if you want to run the command number 17, what do? You type !17, okay, and it runs that command for you. Okay, so the example is this is the example. You did !17 and it ran that command for you. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a minute here and make sure everybody is caught up and they understood what I have talked about so far. Any questions? Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna clear the screen. We already learned this command.
I have one question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you said we're gonna put exclamation mark and put like a number 17.
Yeah.
So it's gonna run like a set of 4 commands. So what if we are like, so if it's like we have like a set of 8 commands, 4 in 17 and 4 in 18 actually. So can we do that in the same way? Like like exclamation mark 17 and 18 together, and they're gonna run everything together. Or first we have to run like 17 and then we have to run like 18.
That's a very good question here. Let's try it here. I haven't, that never crossed my mind. And so normally what you do is you put like a semicolon here. So you do semicolon and space and exclamation, then you type number 6. Okay, so here it's telling you it's running this command here and this command here. So this command ls-la, it matched number 17 and number 6 is pwd. So it ran 2 commands for you. Okay, and that's yeah, go ahead.
I did the same thing, but it gave me a clear clear screen.
Because don't go with me what I'm doing. Go with the one you have there.
Okay, so how do I go back where I was?
Just type history.
No, it's not giving me that local host or anything like that. No. Yeah, I think I'm completely out of the.
Did you type exit?
Oh, exit. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not doing anything.
Are you back to the terminal?
I'm at the terminal, but everything is clear. Can I share my screen with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Do you want?
Yeah, TeamViewer is best. Okay, hold on. Let me connect. And the password?
6UJ5S8.
Okay. Okay, I mean, okay, yeah. You actually went into a very different place.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me just do this for you. Hold on.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
So your history is okay. All right, good. So let me just exit out of here.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me clear this. Now that you have learned that also, that command you don't have to do it in a history also. You could run multiple commands simultaneously. Let's see which commands we have run so far. Okay, so we have done ls-a, then we do a semicolon, then you do pwd, then a semicolon. You could have like a multiple commands here simultaneously. And then what we could do is cd/. How's that? What it's going to do is it's going to run all these commands in a fraction of a second for you. And then it will put us into the CD directory. Okay? So it ran this command here. And it did pwd. And then it changed the directory to cd root. So this is where we are. Okay? You could go back in here. Root. Separated by semicolon. Okay?
Can I ask one more thing?
Yes, sir.
So you just run like a 3 sets of commands right now.
Yeah.
So suppose you run like your third or like second command has a syntax error. So is it gonna run by first command or it's gonna entirely won't gonna do anything?
No, it will give you the error, and then it will go on to it will go on and execute the third command here. So let's do pws here. Pws doesn't exist, right? For example. Okay. So it should give us an error, and then it will move on to continue do the other command.
Whatever the syntaxes are right, so it's gonna run any somehow.
Yeah, so this is pws doesn't exist, so this is the syntax error.
Okay.
And then it went on and completed the third command. Yeah. Very good thinking. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have already learned a lot of commands. We still have some half hour, so let's learn how to make a file. So the way the common way of creating a file is touch, touch, and you give the file name. Okay, I'm gonna give the touch and the file name.
Can I
Yeah, go ahead.
ask it? Okay, when I did the clear command, I got that, and then but instead of that, the wavy thing, I got that slash. So is it okay, or did I do something else? Like it says root at localhost slash parentheses.
Type pwd where you at.
Okay.
You just a slash, right?
Yeah, pwd. When I typed pwd, it gave me the same thing again, like root at localhost slash and then those
No.
parentheses.
Type pwd.
Okay.
And then what is the output here? This part. Just the slash, right?
It's just a slash, yeah.
Okay. So you are in a root directory. Because I think you ran the same exact command what I ran, right, didn't you? You ran this command here, so now you are here.
Oh, okay.
So now, if you want to get back, type cd slash then root and hit enter.
Okay, cd slash root. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, thank you.
Now there is a lot of things you would do with the cd command. I will go a little bit deeper a little later, but right now this is good enough for us. So we know how to change the directory back and forth. So this is what we need to know so far. Okay, good. Now ls. So right now there is only one file here, right? So you're gonna learn a touch command. Touch command is touch, and then I'm gonna give the name of the file name, file X. So what will happen is touch command, what it does is it will create a file name, file X. Okay, it will be a simple text file, and it hit enter. If you didn't get any errors, most of the time if you didn't get any error messages in the output, that means the command is successful. Okay, so it creates a file for you, and then how do you know if the file is created or not? What command I'm going to run? What command I'm going to run to check the...
You want to go to the file X, right?
Yeah, I want to see if the file X is created in there or not. So what I'm going to do?
So you're going to root slash file X.
Okay, you're static. Say that again.
Root slash file X.
Root slash... No. We didn't create a directory. We created a file. Yeah, go ahead.
We can do just ls.
ls.
Just ls and it will tell us.
Yep. Just do ls and the file X is there. So you create a touch and then it will create in your present working directory. So it created a file X here. And then if you do ls-l, then you get more information here. So we're going to learn this later on, but right now you could see the timestamp here, 10:37 April 11th. So it sounds about right. Okay. All right. Very good discussion. Okay, so we created a file name touch, and this is the file. We see it here. So it created a file, and it will give you the timestamp and all that. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear. So I created a file. Now I want to create a folder here, right? So the command to create a folder is mkdir, okay, folder 1. Before that, if I do touch file 1, file 2, file 3. So what it's going to do is going to create a multiple files here, okay? Alright.
So what kind of files are these that that touch command is creating?
Blank text files.
Blank text file. Okay.
Okay, right now it got only the name here. It doesn't even have any content inside it. Give me 1 second, somebody's texting me. Okay, if I hit enter, then if I have to do ls-l, and you have this output of many files in there, okay? Alright, good. Okay, so let's learn about creating a folder. So the command is simple. mkdir folder 1, folder X. Okay, that's it. So if you do ls, you see folder S. By the way, the folder S, it is highlighted in blue. Okay, it is highlighted in blue, and definitely you could create multiple folders simultaneously. mkdir folder 1, folder 2, folder 3. And if you do ls here, you see all the 4 folders here, okay? So mkdir mkdir okay, so no, not this one. File 1, file 2. In this command, it created file X. Okay. Now if you have created a multiple folders, it had created a multiple files for you. Okay. Alright, PWD means present working directory. Unless you specified something, we're gonna learn a little advanced command a little later. But right now we have created a single file and multiple files, and then we created a single folder and a multiple folder. Okay. Okay, good. Let me do ls. I like this output better. It looks better, right? This one compared to this here. That way you have folder 1, folder 2, folder 3. Okay. Now, I don't have to tell you ls or ls-l or ls-la. You know what each command does for you. Okay, so far this is simple here. But what I want to do is, I want to create a folder inside a folder. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, let's create a folder inside a folder. So what will happen is, we'll do ls here, and I'm gonna do mkdir. It's the same command. And then what I want to do is, I want to create a folder name. I want to create a folder named Cook County, and then in that folder I'm going to create another folder called Chicago. So, but you could do this here, but what you have to do is, you have to do a -p. So what will happen is, it will create a folder here in the present working directory Cook County, and then it will create a folder inside the Cook County folder Chicago. Okay. So if you do ls, so it's expected, right? You see ls here. Why you don't see Chicago in there? Because the folder name Chicago is inside the folder Cook County. Yeah, somebody was about to say that, right? Who was that?
Yeah, this is Sayed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, so so what you have to do is, if you want to see the Chicago folder, then you have to go into Cook County folder. cd Cook County, and hit enter. When you do ls here, and then you see a folder named Chicago in there. Okay, create a folders inside a folder. And then can we go into the folder named Chicago? Yes, cd Chicago. So it's telling me I'm in a folder named Chicago here. Now, what will happen if I type pwd? I type pwd. Okay, this is where we were, right? Now it's giving us the full path of present working directory, the directory we are in right now. We were in root before, and then it's telling us that we were in a folder named Cook County, and then it's telling us we are in the folder named Chicago. Okay, hence you see Chicago here.
Sir, I have a question. If we want to go directly from Chicago to the root directory, how would we do that? So what I did was that I did cd and double backslash, so it took me to a folder which was like root at localhost and // so I had to go to the root again.
Yeah, I'm coming there. I'm coming there. Okay, so let me show you in a moment. But right now we are in this folder here. Okay, so it created a folder inside a folder. So let's see here. Creates a folder inside a folder. Then you could cd to Chicago, cd to Cook County, then cd Chicago. Okay, then if you do pwd, this is what you're gonna see there. Okay, so let me clear this. Now, if you want to go back to your home directory, all you have to type is just cd. No matter wherever you are, just type cd in there. It will jump directly back to your home directory. Okay, so cd Okay, any confusion about what cd is doing? If you just type cd here, it will bring you back to your home directory, right? Okay, so let me show you one more thing here. If you want to make more directories inside Chicago, but you're not sure if the if any other directories exist here. You could do this here too. mkdir -p, then okay, by the way, if you type the partial word and push the tab key on your keyboard, it will autocomplete for you. Okay, tab key auto completes for you. Okay, so you have to remember one little extra tidbit here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing mkdir Cook County, Chicago, and then I'm gonna make it like a Lake County, and then DuPage. So what will happen here is the system is smart enough. If the folder name Cook County is already there, it's gonna ignore that. Okay, and then it's gonna move on to creating a Chicago. If the Chicago is already there, it's gonna ignore that. Now it's gonna look at it here, and it says it's gonna check if the folder name Lake exists or not. If the folder name Lake exists, it will create. It doesn't create. It moves forward. If it doesn't exist, then it will create one for you, and then the DuPage, so on. Okay, so if we hit enter, that means the command, we didn't get any error. The command was successful. So what you could do is you could do cd / you could do tab, then I put tab again, and then I push LA and then push tab. It's auto completing, and I put DU, it's auto completing. So what happened here is that you are able to move through the directories here using the tab key and then the cd command. Okay, so today I'm going to stop here. We got 3 minutes here, so let me know if you got any questions.
Question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I just the last one, the cd / Cook County, and then I did wrote pwt. It's not giving me what it is giving you. It's giving me yeah, DuPage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. Go ahead.
So you type the similar command. You have to do -p.
Yeah, I did that.
So you did mkdir -p.
Yeah. Do I have to put? Yeah, I did mkdir -p Cook County / Chicago / Lake / DuPage. I didn't put / after DuPage. Do I have to put / after DuPage?
No / after DuPage.
And then
when you're creating it.
Okay, and then the cd /
No, don't type / there. You're typing.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, let me do it again.
And then if you push the tab key, it will auto fill it for you.
Yeah. So it's not. It was doing when I was doing auto tab. Tab before, it was completing it, but now it's not. So it's just.
Now where are you now? You are in DuPage?
Yeah, I'm doing the cd command. Let's see. Now I have it right. So now I do wwd. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna publish this document right away. And
can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing. Okay, it's giving me that no such file or directory. When I did the cd Cook County / Chicago / Lake / DuPage. and do I write that command make directory and then do cd, because I was.
Yeah, so whatever command you have missed here, you have to type in here. So you
Okay,
just have to visualize that you're creating the folder in the wherever your present working directory is.
Okay.
And then from there you created a folder in that directory, and in that directory you created a folder lake and the do page. If you have created something like this, or mkdir-p, and if you did a slash there, it went somewhere else. I'm not going to show that today. I'm going to tell you about that later on, because you're going to get confused. So go ahead and try it anyway. Go ahead and try this command anyway, because if it already exists, it won't create it. It will just come back clear.
Now it's letting me do that, because I think
you may have missed it.
Yeah, I understand what I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. And that's how you learn. I mean, it's a learning curve. You stumble upon, you learn, and then that's the very good way to learn how it works.
Sir, just a quick question. You said that we can create a directory, then a folder, then in folder there is a new directory, and then so on. So is it also like another condition that we can create a directory and then in directory another directory?
Yep, that's what it's doing. But you have to give a -p command.
Okay.
If you don't do -p and then also a slash here. If you don't do this here, if there is like a gap in here, so what it's gonna do is gonna create Cook County here, then it's gonna create Chicago, and then inside the Chicago is gonna create here in the present working directory. Okay, let's do that here. You know what, actually, let's do it here. Okay, so let's do ls -l. The Cook County is already there, right?
Yes.
Now what I'm going to do is, if I run a command like this one here, it's going to create a folder named Cook County here. If it's already there, it's going to ignore it. But it's going to create, since there is a break here, it's going to, where is this going to, you think it's going to create the folder?
No.
Yeah, it will actually create a folder in a present working directory.
Yes.
So
like the first one.
Yeah, like the first one here. So this command is done. Now it's creating, it's going to create a folder named Chicago in the present working directory, and then it's going to do inside those two commands. So if I do ls-l here, remember in here Chicago doesn't exist, but now the Chicago is there, and then continue on with this part of the directory structure.
Yeah, in Chicago there is lake and do page.
Okay. Now you get the concept here, right? How you could create multiple directories in multiple places.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll explain that a lot more stuff a little later.
Also, PWD is also gonna work in the same way like it does for the folders, right? It's gonna same way it's gonna work for the directories as well.
Yeah. PWD is actually showing you the location, present working directory. So this is starting all the way from here. Present working directory is root and root. This is where the present working directory is. So if you go into cd Chicago, and then I do double tab in here and hit enter, PWD. Now the PWD is, just by looking at it, you could tell that this is the main directory, and then from there it's in root, and from there it's in Chicago, in there, in here. This is the path.
Okay.
I'll explain you. There is a two different kind of path. I'll explain you tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay, for today, This is enough. Very good questions. I'm really excited for you all. And I think you're getting a concept here. So, I mean, the reason for this, I'm stretching it over the 6 months, is so that you could grab everything and actually get a job. Okay, rather than, you could get a same course 4 weeks, 5 weeks, or 8 weeks. It's just like sitting in the class and going in and out, and all these things will be jam packed. It doesn't really help anybody. Most of the boot camps doesn't help anybody. Even if I take a boot camp, it's not going to help me, because I'm kind of a person who want to learn at a slow pace, because learning something is not an easy thing. A lot of trainings out there is like, oh, it's a boot camp, you just learn a very high level thing in no time here. That doesn't happen. That's not true. Nobody learns. No matter how smart you are, nobody learns that, okay? So the moment I'm done with this, I upload it here, and then look for the master document here, okay? So when you come back in here and click on master document, you should see the document here loading. And then I'll upload the YouTube video later on.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please put the questions in the team chat, and then help each other out. If you don't, then I will. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So if you have any questions, now I'm not gonna repeat it. I think I repeated enough here. I think one person didn't join today. I don't know. I'll check up on him. Okay. All right. All right. Well, so we'll meet up at sharp 8 a.m. tomorrow. Everybody has a
Thank you.
good time.
Thank you, sir.